The last class before I came to Japan, I was studying Hōteki. And the first class when I got to Japan, we were learning Hōteki. Hi, my name is Michael Glenn, and in this episode of the Dojo Show, we'll be covering the kata Hōteki. We're gonna do this kata Hōteki. Jesse, borrow you please. So in Hōteki, he grabs my lapel here. Okay, I cover, and then he punches. So I'm coming back and I'm giving him a shuto this way. All right, then up under the elbow and drop. He starts off with this grab here, and then he punches. So I come offline this way, rotate here, and then throw. Okay, one more. So, shuto. So there's a grab here. I evade, I shuto this way. This comes to hoshi. Okay. Hōteki. It gets a little hard on the elbow, so you guys be nice to each other, okay? So he punches. I get out of the way, I strike that. Here I rotate, and then I drop. So when you rotate underneath his elbow, you want to sort of get him up on his tippy toes. Yeah. So I evade, shuto. The steps without a partner is I evade backwards and shuto. And then I slide to hoshi on the elbow and rise up under, and then drop. Okay? Shuto this way. He punches, I evade to this 45 and I shuto that way. Okay, now I'm gonna enter in on him. And what I'm watching from everybody is you guys are just turning right here. And that's the wrist, but it's not the elbow. And there's all this space between us. Okay, so that gives him room to fight back or counter or escape. Okay, so instead, when I pivot in here, see how close I am to him? And I'm low. Now I stand up and then drop. Okay, so I enter in low, stand up, that puts the lock on, that makes him get up on his tippy toes, right? And then I deflate. Soke talks about it as inflating and deflating. So you inflate and then deflate. Okay? So don't have so much distance, like when you pick the arm up, don't try to do it from out here. Instead, you want to get here. See all this contact I have? Yeah. That way, when I have that position, it's not my muscle that's doing it, it's just leverage. Okay? So I don't have to try to force him, it's just leverage. All right, so try a few more, please. So Richard grabs here and I cover, yeah? And then I evade, and this shuto happens into hoshi. Hoshi is the elbow here, these pressure points around the elbow. Okay, so I'm doing my shuto into hoshi as well. One more time. So here, shuto. You see what that's done to him? Just kind of pushed him back that way and this arm that way too. Okay, so now this hand, as it slides up to hoshi on this side, I'm going to use that as a pivot point to enter in. Okay? So see how Richard's on his tippy toes? Yeah. And then from here, all I do is I drop. That's the polite version. In the real version, you might break the elbow. Okay. So it's also, instead of dropping, you could come in here, right? And then this leg can sweep. Okay. It's about this this pivot around the hand and around hoshi here. Right? So as Richard punches, so I can't come straight in like this. I have to pivot around it. And then see all that. You notice how like you want to turn your hand to protect yourself, huh? Yeah. Yeah. So I kind of, here I could trap it, but I let it go so he could protect himself. But it's that inflation and then deflation. So when you first pivot around the elbow, just come in and then inflate. So watch how I pivot around this hand and elbow, okay? So, see that? See where I enter here? I'm right up against James. And then I drop. Okay? Soke talks about it like you're deflating. So you inflate, deflate. Okay. So you shouldn't be, what you should not do is try to get the elbow and then really crank it here. That's not really part of the kata. Instead, you inflate and then deflate. Okay? And then if you wanted to, you could break the elbow, but that's for another class. Okay. Hey guys, I just remembered a detail that I should have shared with you, which might make things a little easier. Sean, watch the camera there, Gene. So he comes in. So here, I'm stepping back with my right foot, okay? The next piece, yoko aruki, okay? So I step back with the right and shuto, yoko aruki to enter and pivot. Okay, that might help a little bit, that footwork. So you're stepping back, shuto in, yoko aruki. So this is yoko aruki here, right? Pivot. So here, shuto. See all this space here? Okay, yoko aruki. I'm not even really focusing on the elbow part so much. It's more the footwork and the inflation and deflation. Okay. So in this kata, after the cover here and you block, this hand enters to a specific kyusho on the arm, which is called hoshi. Okay. So James, we're going to focus a little bit on that now, on the hoshi part of it. Okay, well, no, I like that way. Sorry. So here I do this strike, right? This hand is attacking hoshi here around the elbow. Okay? So there's a lot of different points for hoshi, and they all kind of suck, but I grind in my fingers there to attack that. And in the kata, then you pivot under, and you have that already. But I want to focus on the hoshi. So here I pick this hoshi up, and you see James is already starting to go that way. So now, with just the drop, I can send him on his way. All right? One more time, I'll do this way. So this hoshi. So now the elbow is still there. I can break it. You guys know where hoshi is? So like on my own elbow, there's these two bony points right here. So it's right behind those, or right in front of those, or under those, or above those. So it's like basically all around that joint. But normally in this kata, when I grab, I'm grabbing right above those bony points. and pressing in with my fingers. Okay. If you do that in the right spot, it really hurts and makes the guy want to go. Okay. So you can explore that on your own selves or on your training partners, where to press in there. But hoshi means like a star, and you can imagine like a star pattern right around this spot. That might help you figure it out. In the basic kata, it starts with this grab on this side. Okay. If your elbow starts to get sore, you can switch it up. But the basic starts with this grab. So I'm attacking this hoshi here. I let him go, but that was like a face plant. So, hoshi. So hoshi. Okay. See my position here? So I'm attacking into hoshi here. Feel how that could be a head plant? Yeah. So when you're throwing the person, if you're being nice, you let them go. But if it's combat, you just drive their head into the ground. So they might be trying to roll, but you're not going to let them. So it's just lifting up here. In the original kata, I'm turning around to face the same way he is. Okay? In this henka, I'm not doing that. So in this henka, I'm facing that way, across him. Okay? Now when I drop here, this leg can come here to take his legs. Hello? One more. So, see I'm facing that way? Okay, so, see that leg? It turns into a kick or a trip. Alright? You guys got the idea? So I'm facing cross to his kamae, to his stance. Okay? So try to add those little pieces in, it might help. Punching, this time I'm striking across here, okay? Now I can enter. Okay. See this fist coming across this way? And then I enter across that way too. So this fist is coming across that way. Okay, now I enter in. Okay, so the angle of the fist just keeps going across until I'm under his elbow. Okay, so I cover and you strike across that way. See this angle? So I'm punching across this way, right? You notice this hand. Okay, so I can come here. So now I've got his elbow and this other hand. So see where they trade places here? So you don't have to go for the full throw, like you can use that other hand to control in different ways. One more. So across this way, right? So as I enter in here,
Oh man.
see how I changed that to an omote? I'm coming across this way. This hand is floating there, right? As I enter. Okay. And this turns into a really bad lock here for him. So as I enter across here, I can turn it into something else. Yeah. This time I'm going to use this elbow and bring it out. Okay? Now I bring it back forward. So in the process of bringing it out and then forward, it really sends him on his way. So Pulling that out. It's a bad feeling. Yeah. And if you do it right, they can't roll so easy. So here, I'm bringing it out here. This helps me to enter, because if he was stiff arming me, I couldn't come in so easily. But I can use hoshi to do that and then send him on his way. So I'm going to be nice to him, but when you pull that out and then pop it back forward, that's pretty mean. Okay. So the timing at which you manipulate this hoshi is really important. See that timing? The way you take space here is so important, right? So I'm here, I'm in tight, and his elbow is jammed up here. Then I open up. Okay, that exposes that elbow. Okay. Time. So here I'm in tight, I'm close to him. I can be attacking, I can draw weapons. Then I open up, and that elbow is now exposed. Okay. So you don't have to throw him, you might want to control him instead. So this elbow is out here now, okay? Now I just open back up, and I can crank on it. Yeah, and you pull it out, and then as you open up, you can punch right through it. Yeah. You could go in all different angles. Lots of different angles with this, Michael. Lots of different angles can happen. So from here, right, I could even go back to the up version if I want. Right, it's loose here. Oh. That's back to the one we were doing, right? That's the one I was doing on him, yeah. Yeah, it's serious. Like you open up there, and then that elbow's really exposed. Hoshi here. And then I open up. And when I open up there, that elbow gets popped. Yeah. You can pop it with your hand, or you could pop it with your body. Yeah, it's gonna suck either way. You could even put the knee on it. Like a jigoku toshi kind of thing, right? So grab a partner and try this. Be careful. See how close I am? And I open up. That's where this starts to happen on the elbow. Okay.
I can't seem to get it from here.
Don't do it with your arms. So when I first have it here, that's how I'm doing it. See that? So I have it here, and then I step out, and then that's where it can get popped. Scary, huh?
I tried like every possible.
Maybe you did, but when I was just watching, you did it more with the arm, and so you want to do it with your body. You want to open up that space. That might get it. But, you know, be careful with each other's elbows. It gets really old.
Because you can't go let me.
So there you're close. Now step out. There you go. That's it. Oh, you have it?
You got me, yeah. I mean, it's open. Now you just pull it down.
So another thing you can try. Nice, yeah. Another thing you can try there is you have it out like this. Open it up and then put your shoulder on it. It's like, you know, if you try to do it all with your arm, it might not work. So you might put your shoulder on it and it might work better. Yeah. So you see how I've entered on the elbow here? So you can cut as he's falling, right? The time. scary, huh?
Back in your head?
Yeah. So here, I've entered in on this elbow, okay, which is getting the pressure on Jesse. And as he falls, I can cut him. So here, see how I've entered that elbow? It's scary stuff. One more time. That's another option there, yeah. You can use the tsuka to punch. The key is when you enter in on the elbow, that gives you the space to use the sword. See? Just by that pressure on his elbow gives you the opening and the space to draw the sword. So when this punch comes, I can come that way, right? I'm doing it with this cross hand because this hand is covering, but you could do with your tsuka, like this. Okay, then I pivot under his elbow here. That's what gives me the space for this draw. Yeah, but Jesse had a really good point, which is if somebody comes in, instead of grabbing your lapel, they might want to grab this instead, maybe with that side. So they grab this and punch, yeah. He's controlling my sword, right? So it makes sense. If somebody's going to come up and attack you, they might grab your tsuka. Yeah, they're not going to want you to be able to use your weapon. So he grabs here and he punches. There's my strike to Hōteki. Okay, this is where I get in under his elbow. Sorry about the knee. This time I did the control without drawing. I just wanted to control him, okay? Maybe I decided I didn't want to kill him. So he grabs a hold because he doesn't want me to use the sword. This is where I get underneath, okay? So you guys couldn't see there, but as he was falling, I would have stabbed, right? So by the time he hits the ground, he's already stabbed. You know, he's punching over there. He's grabbing my tsuka here, okay, to try to control it. So as the punch comes, instead of trying to wrestle with this arm, all I do is move. And you see now the arm is extended there. Okay, so by moving, using taijutsu, it's effortless for me. See how this arm is already extended? So I can do this across my body. Yeah. Bad, huh? Right, yeah. So I'm not trying to fight with him or wrestle over trying to bring his arm up or anything, right? I use my taijutsu to stretch him out. So he's grabbed there, right? See how I can bring it. Yeah. So it can come across to your hips or your shoulder. It doesn't have to go up. It can go, yeah. So he's grabbing here. This time I'm on the outside of this. Okay, with my kusarifundō. Okay. Yeah, it hurts. So you could still use the weight to strike into hoshi there. So the chain opens up here, and I can strike the elbow. It allows me to pick up his hands here. Okay, and then this can swing and hit as he falls. Yeah. So here, I'm using the weight to attack hoshi. So the weight here is striking to hoshi. So you guys can't see maybe, but I'm using the weight here. striking the hoshi. He punches, I'm out here, I'm using the weight to strike his elbow. Okay, it hurts. Then I come around this way. Okay, so I evade out here, strike the hoshi. See his arm here? You guys understand how that's happening? So I open up and strike to the elbow and then turn in here and his arm gets trapped by the chain. And then it's the same as houteki. So strike in there. So this catches the wrist. Oh. So that strikes there, yeah. See this chain across the wrist here?